Welcome to Mindful Trader GBJPY analysis for the third week of September. We're going into third week of September. So last week we saw a massive drop on GJ from 140 to 135.5, 450 pips, and essentially that's due to Brexit talks not improving. Right, they're kind of in a stalemate, and excuse me. So, if these talks don't progress and they don't reach a conclusion by end of October, like they've said, then it's likely that we're going to keep continuing down, right? So right now, sentiment is bearish, and so what I've labeled out here on the analysis is essentially we're looking for some sort of pullback, right? Maybe a bigger pullback than the ones that I have drawn here because price has been falling for a bit. So I've just labeled out some levels, and I'll go over how I drew these levels. So I have 136.5 daily market structure, possible area for a pullback / lower high, and then continuation, or 137.00 weekly level, possible area for a pullback and lower high, and then continue. Essentially, we just need to grab more liquidity before pushing down, right? We do have a level at 135.5-ish to 135.2. It's kind of a big level, but we'll go over that. And I need a break of 135.5 on daily for a new lower low to form, right? Essentially, this would be our first target at 134, this price activity here. Second target would be 133, and then our weekly low target would be 131.8 or 132 due to over here. Right, so you see we've just been knocking out these levels, retesting them, taking them out, possible retest. Okay, so analysis is bearish for this week, but we got to keep in mind that we did drop for, I'm just going to remove this. We did drop, what was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, right? 5 days. So like 500 pips. And so every time GG does that, like even here, you see we dropped, and then daily did a pullback, 2 daily candles, and then continuation, right? So it's possible that we see something like that beginning of the week, we pull back and then continue. Okay, so let's draw these levels. Let's start on monthly. So monthly, from the looks of it, looks like it's about to create a lower, this is a lower high, right? So we found our monthly resistance right here, right? 1 second, let me label this. 139. 139.2. Oh, sorry, 139. 139.5. You see these monthly candles closing above it, right? So we got that, right? 139.5 right there. And then we have a level at 138. We're going to move this down to 137.8 because we know that level. Yeah, perfect. 137.8, these candle closing below, right? So we got that, 137.8. Let's look where else we have a level on weekly. Right here. Right, you see this candle rejected, this weekly candle rejected, right? These candles closing above it, 136.52. Sorry, 5, basically. Okay, so 136.5. We're going to daily now. Yeah, see 136.5, this market structure here. On Friday, we got a retest of it. So we got a retest of it. There's also this market structure that we tested before, which is still valid, right? Essentially, so now, let's draw this one first, 131. So remember, we were talking about monthly. There's this monthly right here. Go down a bit, like 130. 132. So that's what, if our bearish pressure does continue, that's what we can target, right? That's our first target. There's liquidity over here, right? So we've been to this level before, and it's likely we're going to come back to this level. So we'll fix that zone up in a bit. Essentially, that's what we're targeting, right? We go on daily. Yeah. So right there, that's what our target would be. See, last time we broke below, price came down and then retested 136.5. So it did something like this and then continued down straight to this level, right? So this is our target. This is our target for the low. That's why I had it labeled out as our target. So we have that. Some areas that we need to worry about are this market structure here. Essentially anywhere you see these daily candles closing below, these ones wicking here close below, this close below. So this would be more helpful in the lower time frames. Essentially it can be anywhere from, so you see we found resistance at like, support at like 500. This level is still valid, right? You see these taps 500, and then so anywhere from like 500 to basically like 3 or 200. And once we get out of that level, then, you know, after, let's say maybe we do a pullback or we just do a pullback right away, and then if we continue down, then we can enter sells on that, right? Retest of that, and then continuation. And what we have as the next target, 134. So 134 is right here. Yeah. 134. 134 our target due to that. And then it could also be a bit higher than 134, like something along the lines of here, 134.2, because of these candles, right? But essentially around that area, because you see there is a lot of price activity here. This one, price is going down a bit and then going up, but we'll keep an eye out on this area. So let's say 134.2 or even 1, and then there's also market structure right here at 133 exactly. 133 exactly, we have market structure. So see how we bounced up, came back, retested, and create a higher low here. So it's still a valid liquidity area because price came down to grab liquidity before continuing up right here, right? Just gonna extend this 1 second. The reason I have 134 instead of like 132, 134.2, sorry, it's because of this activity here, this price activity. If we go and see that on 1 hour, let's go check it out. So, where is it? See how it was kind of choppy around here, but once we started closing below, we started closing it, and then we got retested and then continued down. So either 134 or 134.2, but you see retest right at 134, 134, rejecting 134. So I'm gonna keep this at 134. Right, is that all the levels? So we got 131.8 or 132, 133, 134, right? 133, 134, 135.5, yeah. You see how 135.5 is, right? Essentially, right? And then, oh, we missed 137, and I'll show you how we got 137. I think it was a weekly level. Where is 137? 1 second, where is daily? It was one of these, yeah, okay. The reason I had 137 is if we look here, I'm gonna move this here. I map out any possible market structure, and then I wait for price to come and activate. You see these candles, we're closing above 137, and then once we broke below it, we got below it, the next one's retested 137, 137.2, okay? So essentially that's also an area that I said to look out for. So we're waiting for possible pullback, right? We get that. We can see how higher time frame is acting. Maybe we'll go up to maybe we'll go up to 136, create a lower high, and then continue down, right? Or it may even be that we continue up to 137, create a lower high, then continue down. And once we break 135.0 on higher time frames, create another lower high in intraday, getting on sells, right? Then we come here, react to this level, and then just like that, we make our way down to 132, right? So we're just gonna be watching. You see how when GJ is done grabbing liquidity, generating order flow, it does like 200 pip moves, right? 200 pips right there. And then it did like 250 pips, right? So once we break this, we can easily get down to 134 first, 133. It's not far away, right? We're only 200 and like 250 pips, 350 pips away, basically 300 pips away. So it's not big, but we have been falling. So we're gonna need to watch out for consolidation periods, or even just a liquidity grab, because its market works in cycles, right? So we're gonna have to watch and see. We created a new low. What's next after we create new lows? We have to create a lower high. So lower high at one of these levels, right? Maybe even further up, 137.8, retest that structure, right? Because this is still a valid piece of structure, right? So it's possible that maybe we break above, retest 137.8, still create that lower high, and then continue down. Okay, so just watching these levels and watching how they react. You can pause it and like take a picture of the levels if you want to, but these are just the levels that I'm using essentially because of current price action and where current price action is, and historically, right? Historically right here, historical price action, right? So daily bearish, reach some sort of support right here. So we're gonna have to see and watch and wait how price reacts to here. Last time we broke below this level, we got a nice pullback to 136.5 after we tapped 134, right? So expect daily to do some pullback, because all we got in the past couple days is this one daily candle that pulled back. So yeah, just watch these levels as they come. 137 is the area for pullback that I have. 136.5, 137, 137.8. So all these are valid market structure levels from last week and and from before. So just watch and see how price reacts to it. That's what I'm going to be doing, right? As long as we can stay below 139.5, we should keep going down. Then we can reevaluate. And because of current Brexit talks, sentiment is still bearish, right? So there's no need to be looking for buys unless you're scalping on a pullback, on a higher time frame pullback. But still, then just wait for price to come and react to these levels, because we never know where price is going to make a lower high from, right? Anyways, yeah, that's the analysis. May even pull back to 137.8. I should have had that in here. But regardless, that's about it. 131.8, 132 is the target. Thanks for watching. This is Gbpjpy analysis for the third week of September. And see you soon.